Welcome to Comic Toy Reviews. This is a review of some of the various movies that's going to be happening in 2012. I made a video like this last year. This one is a little different, more like an audio blog. So you could probably be browsing other web pages as this plays in the background. It's not really going to have any images to it. And there's quite a few movies coming out this year. And as good as last year was, I think this year will be even better in terms of superhero and related movies. As you might notice on this video, I'm not going to reveal any plot details. I don't know much, and I don't want to know much, and I'm not going to reveal spoilers or things of that nature. So if you're worrying about that on this video, you don't have to worry about it because I'm not going to bring it up. Unlike others who review stuff and give away all the details, that's not how I like to make a review. And if I did, I would have put spoilers up already, and you would have known. The movies I'll be talking about are Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, The Amazing Spider-Man, which is a reboot. Then we got The Avengers. We also have G.I. Joe, Prometheus, which is an alien prequel type movie, and The Hobbit, Part 1 of An Unexpected Journey. First of all, I'm going to start this with the superhero movies, and we got quite the big names this year, much more so than we had last year. I mean, we got Batman, you got Spider-Man, and you got the Avengers. I think one of the big, well, I'll start with the two big ones. I think we'll have a big battle between audiences between which is better, the Avengers or The Dark Knight Rises. The Batman movie does have a bigger budget, and the Avengers movie made by Marvel does have a tighter budget. Marvel has been known to be pretty lean on their budgets, not having huge budgets or paying actors huge amounts of money, like some other studios. Before we get to this conversation, I'd like to say I really don't mind Marvel being cautious with their budget. You see all these other studios where I've seen cases where studios have thrown vast amount of money at a movie project, and then the movie project failed, and studios have went under because of a failed movie. So it's possible. And don't forget, this Marvel movies, even though with a whole Disney thing, Marvel wants to make sure that their end of the movie business is profitable at the end of the day. And so if you're going to spend a vast fortune making a movie and it doesn't give you the returns you need, that's not good for a company. And it's not like they themselves, in terms of that publishing division of movies, is some huge division like Warner Brothers or Paramount or Universal. I could afford stuff like that. Before I get to the superhero talk, I'll say one thing about the budgets, and one last point is that you don't need a big budget to make a great movie. Many great movies in the past were made on budgets that were not great at all, and many movies that have had vast fortunes in terms of being able to make the movie have stunk. Budgets and money is not everything when it comes to filmmaking. Here we go. Between the Avengers and Batman, it's a close battle between which will be more popular for the general audience. I'm not talking the superhero comic book audience that knows this material. Here I'm talking about the general audience that really does not know comic books. I would say that they would like the Avengers more in terms of star power, quite frankly, because the audience has been conditioned to, and they like actor Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. They know the Iron Man property. They also know last year the Thor property. They like Chris Hemsworth, especially the women. They know the actor. And surprisingly, if you saw the Comic-Con video that was posted that others have shown, they like the actor who plays Loki as well, which is a surprise. And Chris Evans has proven himself as Captain America, and that was a good movie last year. And who doesn't like Scarlett Johansson, right? And Samuel L. Jackson, definitely established actor. He's cool. You all know that. And even though the Hulk is new and Hawkeye is thrown in there, yeah, there's just so much star power in this Avengers movie and the lead up to it, which has been like, I can't recall another series that has had a lead up to an event like this. So this Avengers thing, a lot is riding on it because the lead up was so big that this Avengers movie is going to hopefully be good. A movie all comes down to is the script, the acting, and the directing. If you have a great script and great acting and directing, as well as editing in terms of how it's all pieced together, you could have a great film. And on these movies, you can never tell in the trailers, as I say. Great movie trailers have had bad films, and trailers that have not been so good have produced great films. So it can fool you. This whole Avengers movie should hopefully, and I hope it does great. It would be really nice to see a team movie that had a following, and you got the main characters all working together in one great film. We'll start with Joss Whedon, the director. Sure, he had a hit in Buffy, but he's more a director that has never really done an action, big budget type film before. That's not his movie-making grounds, really. Overall, I mean, career-wise. And I'm still not 100%, just me, sold on him as being the ideal director for this type of film. Hopefully he'll do a great job, but I just don't know. Marvel has chosen quite a few odd directors in the past, and they never really seem to stick around long term on Marvel projects for various creative reasons. So that's my thoughts on the director, and that the Avengers has some big name actors in it and recognized characters for the general public. The only two real what-if factors in this film are, number one, the Hulk. It's going to be a new CG, new computer graphics character. And it was kind of weird because now that they're stuck with a computer graphics Hulk, you got to realize every other actor in this Avengers movie is a real flesh and blood actor. It's a real person. And the Hulk is a computer graphic, which is kind of offsetting. And I always have a theory that the reason why people couldn't relate to the first two Hulk films is when the main star of the film is a computer graphic. Subconsciously, you, the viewing audience, in your mind know that what's being watched is, quote unquote, not real. That it's nothing physical, it's nothing that was real. Subconsciously, the audience knows this. But on this Avengers project, thankfully, the Hulk is not the main focus or star of his own movie. And so a computer graphic could work much better in an environment where he's just a supporting character and just one of many. That's one of the reasons why I think on Lord of the Rings, Golem, a computer graphic character, was able to work well in the film. But if he had to carry his own film and he was just the main star of it, it would be a different story. So the Hulk, for me, is a what-if factor in how well that's going to go over. But I think this time, finally, it could work because he's not the subject of his own film. And the other what-if factor is Hawkeye. wow, this was, in my opinion, uh, a total miscast actor. I mean, Jeremy Renner, good for other acting roles, but for Hawkeye, just that's not the ideal actor to choose for the role. I don't think many people will remember his small appearance in Thor, at least in terms of the general audience, because it was so quick and there was no real character development that people who are new to the Avengers movie will probably be surprised of who this character is. He is the one character that's not really established for in any other movie for the general movie-going public to see. And if you watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers cartoon, that is ideally how Hawkeye should be. He should be young. He should be arrogant. He should be quick with the mouth. He should be challenging authority. This is who Hawkeye is as a comic book character, and as in the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. This is the guy in terms of style that we should see. From what we're looking at in Avengers so far, the actor clearly does not look young. He clearly does not look arrogant. He doesn't look like, so far from what little we've seen, he doesn't look like he's going to challenge authority but with a personality to make comments about others. He just seems so far to be like a follower and someone who just sits there and obeys orders. Plus, if they hired a young, arrogant actor for a character, it would kind of be something fresh. And what they should have done is put a mask on him like the Ultimate Hawkeye, where he has a mask covering his face. That would be sort of like a Spider-Man type look for the character. It would be something visually different. And the Hawkeye costume does look visually boring in the Avengers film. That's just my opinion on it. It just doesn't look cool. The actor doesn't look like he fits the role. And I wonder, you have so much star power as it is. I mean, would the audience rather see Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark in a scene? You got a powerhouse like Thor. You got a powerhouse like Chris Evans as Captain America. And then you got Hawkeye there. It's like his presence, screen time-wise, takes away from the other actors. Not all actors in this film will be treated equally or hold their own versus each other. And you got to wonder, is there an actor or two or a character or two in the Avengers movie that will be less of an interest for the public than the others? And my nomination would be Hawkeye. He'll be the least interesting of the group. And even the Hulk will be much more popular because people will want to see the character. So that will be more popular than Hawkeye. And probably even Agent Coulson. People will rather see him because they're used to seeing him from the Iron Man movies, and he's a cool actor. My take on the Avengers is due to the release date, and that it's ahead of the other superhero movies, that this will do blockbuster numbers in terms of the anticipation of it, in terms of the general audience perception of this movie, and that it's just going to do financially great. It really will. I would be surprised if it did poorly, and I don't think it is going to do like that. Probably 300 million, up to maybe 400 million domestic box office in the US. But regardless if it's a financial success, the other critical point is, how is the audience going to accept the movie? Will they like it? Won't they like it? Or will it just be something in the middle? Even I don't know that one. No idea at all. But hopefully, as a big Marvel fan, I want this film to do good. And hopefully it will be good. And knowing Marvel movies, I always stay until the end credits. I like how they do that. They always add something. Will they add something to Avengers? If you look at their track record, they probably will. So it's always a good idea on these superhero movies, especially the Marvel ones, to make sure you stay until the very end.